Oh boy. I don't have my headphones off of this thing. I also don't have it over next to me. That would be important to have the microphone where I can speak into it. Hello, everyone. That would be important. Oh no. It's making noise. Thank that cut off before I could do the loud hello. I hope it's correct. Hello. Is it 4:13 p.m.? It's 4:13 p.m. on January 14th. I'm okay. Yes, please take a moment, Ava. It's all good. Just crack that. Hell yeah. Give myself some crackers. Okay, still Judge's Bell, so nothing new there. Amber, Trilobite, Modern Chair, and Nook. What are these? Why do I only have 2 presents from the museum? Have I not sent enough to the museum yet? I might not have, if I'm being honest. Alright. Well, here we are. In Obston. Oh my. Aloha, Paper. Well, aloha to you too, Paper. Terrible. Terrible. Terrible and unfunny. Let's keep on trying to find that rock. Oh. I did tweet this out. Yes, I did. I didn't post it in Discord. There we go. Now I can stop typing loudly and get back into the Animal Crossing spirit. The Animal Crossing spirit. The spirit of the crossing of the animals. I need to get Nook. I don't know what more Nook needs from me. Oh, goodness. Oh, actually, I could use a lot of these. This is another djembe, isn't it? Oh, I just noticed the texture on that, where it has like the tuning ropes. I would love it, thank you. I would love to sell. We have a deal. Yes, I would love to sell this as well. Oh yeah. Let me see how exquisite this is. That's not very exquisite at all. I mean, I suppose it's exquisite. I don't see it as being exquisite, you know? Let me see it. Ooh, I do like that actually a lot. I'll buy it. Oh, ow. You know that thing when you put your foot down on the ground to try and push and give yourself traction, but you don't have any traction in the first place, so your foot slips and collides with the first thing that's like in a straight line away from it? That just happened to me. It wasn't very fun. Oh, that's much better. Oh, I can't wait, Nook. Let me see it. Oh, what do I care? Ranch flooring. I don't know if I have ranch flooring yet, to be honest. I fucked up my toenails so bad whenever I cut them most recently that, like, I can't honestly tell if they look like shit or if I just messed them up. I can't tell if I hurt my toenail or if I, like, just messed it up the other day. That's just my life, is just messing up my toenails repeatedly. Furniture and a wallpaper. I guess I could mail these to Druid. That'd be easier than this gyroid thing, but also would take more time and be more inconvenient. How? Sorry, gyroid. Store some items. Red vase, kitty couch. Okay. Give away and give it away. Give it away. Give it away. Give it away now. I'm gonna go drop off these papers in my basement, because I might as well. I'm not doing anything with them. Oh no, I've missed the train. Oh no, I've missed the train. Oh no, I've missed the train. Or have I? Yeah, I missed it. I straight up missed it. I straight up missed the train. It's fine. It's whatever. It's not like I even wanted to be on the train. Baka. Tsundere jokes. Always funny. Where are Rock? Is anyone new in town? Pangam? No. Same crew, different day. Which, you know, that's fine. I was sad that Kitty left, but I didn't try hard enough to keep Kitty around, so that's my fault. Oh, I was trying to, because I was trying to think, because in City Folk and Wild World, there's a way to, hello Zen. There's a way to, like, select someone's house and show it blinking on the map, but it didn't do. Oh no, the chat's wrong. Hold on. I mean, I didn't, like, force her to stay or anything, but Kitty's been gone. So, Kitty left for a while ago. It's been a few days. Because it was probably... Might have even been New Year's Eve, to be honest. I mean, that's fair. I probably could have kept Kitty here if I had been more of a friend. Ooh! Igloo. What are you up to, Aurora? I don't know. I don't know how to... I don't know how to keep animals around. I don't disagree that it's unfair, but I didn't... if they sent, like, a warning letter, like, hey, if you don't come talk to me and say that I'm the prettiest princess in the whole dang town, which we all know is false, because I'm the pretty princess around here, I'm gonna leave, then I would have gone and told her that and kept her here, because I know you care about Kitty. But I didn't get the chance to, and so I didn't. sympathize with Tiara. I mean, I don't dislike her to the degree that you do. I have no problem with Tiara. I didn't choose her side. There's no sides in Animal Crossing. It wasn't like Tiara, like, challenged Kitty to a duel or anything for her honor. Can you imagine the power move? Talon's ruined, technically nuke it. Nope, not doing it. No, we're not. You wanna know why? Because we won't get Kitty again. We'll get a bunch of people I like, and then you'll feel really silly. We'll get a glitch town where it's 15 tiaras and nothing else. And then won't you be sorry? That would be really fucking funny, actually. If we, like, restart the town and it's just 15 tiaras. They all act like they like, talk to each other and, like, freak out. Just want this one fish. Please. I hate where these fish spawn. They didn't have that advanced Call of Duty fish AI in this game. Was that Call of Duty or was that Battlefield? So, there was a thing, for those who might not have remembered it. I don't think she is. There was a, we got Matilda instead, who kind of scares me. Her eyes scare me before anyone judges me or accuses me of anything improprietous. There was a game years ago. This is post Giant Enemy Crab, but before advanced dog AI. And there was somebody who announced that they had really advanced fish AI in their game for like a single underwater level, and I don't remember who it was. It probably was Activision for Call of Duty, but I don't remember. Which also should give you an idea as to how long ago this was, considering Call of Duty's barely anything anymore. Which I find weird, you know, we all talked for years like Call of Duty wasn't going to go anywhere. And then, like, Black Ops 4 came out recently, and all I hear about is how not good it is, and how boring it is, and how it's just a cheap Battle Royale ripoff. And, like, you know, that's just kind of odd. It's like, it's happened before, you know. There was the Quake era, there was the Doom era, and so, like, it's only natural that as we continue to progress in games, that different things speak to different people at different times. Minecraft is still going strong, but Minecraft wasn't out nearly as early as Call of Duty was. I've lost it. Oh, no, I haven't. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna get this snowman. Oh no. Oh no, you're not. No, you are not doing that to me. Yeah. Eventually. Fortnite, honestly, I can see... What's a game that, like, would resemble, like, a Fortnite? Because I can see Fortnite going, like, a TF2 route, where it's like, it still has like a loyal fan base, even in a couple years, but never hits the same highs that it once hit. Because I don't really see any sequel potential in that. Hello, Holland. You know, like with Call of Duty, obviously, because there was a story mode and all that. So Call of Duty was able to release different things for a long time. It was console exclusive, so they could kind of get away with continuing to upgrade the hardware and stuff. But Fortnite, I think, is going to probably go the way of more probably a, what's it called? Yeah, I would say a TF2. Personally. But that's just me theorizing. Many thanks, Kay. While I can't say this is exactly the shape I was hoping for, I guess I'll take what I can get. So, here's to your next effort. May it be a bit handsomer. Alright, well, sorry, Snowman. I might have to watch some Fortnite streams to see if I can understand what the fuck is so popular about this game. Because I genuinely, based on, like, sort of the vague knowledge I have, don't get it. Like, I get Minecraft being popular. I don't necessarily understand how it's managed to have such staying power. Though I guess it's probably the openness of the game, as well as, like, openness in terms of source code, in that, like, you can mod it, you can add things, you can take things away, a weight bench. That's mine. I was lifting in the snow, and you guys stole my weight bench. You dang old police officers. That would be my thought, is just that, like, there'll probably... I can see Fortnite lasting for a year or two more at least. Though I do think that it is... I think it'll burn out hard, to be honest, you know? Kind of like how Minecraft hit that, Yeah, that's a fair point. I like that about Minecraft, too. That no one loses, you know? No one has to die. No one has to... Yeah. That's a good point. I didn't think of it that way, but yeah, that's an excellent point. You can just play a solo thing and do creative mode and just have a good time building stuff. Or do, like, a mod that's a single-player mod. Or, if you want to get into a PvP server, you can. It has an option to it, which I think is probably part of the staying power there. But, given Fortnite's recent excursion into doing, like, go anywhere, build anything stuff, I would be, personally, wary of, like, tying my fate in with Fortnite, only because there's kind of a limit to what you can do, with a battle royale based game, you know? The engine and the game are built around battle royale mechanics, and so doing other things I think would be tricky to pull off within that same set of software. I've impressed Cookie and Belle. They're both impressed. They're staring at me. I was gonna try and fill in the hole with a fishing rod. Don't look at me. But, yeah, I don't know. Hello, Doc. How is everyone today? I know that Zen's not doing so hot because I let Kitty leave and now Zen's sad, but how's everybody else doing? Ugh, sorry, everyone. I'm sorry that I let the cat leave. The cat's out of the bag. That dog and cow are making out. I mean, they were chatting. It can do whatever it wants to, I suppose, but there's sort of a difference between, like, you're healed. Food poisoning is a large bag of small dicks. That's a great fucking phrase. I have never heard that before. Oh, that's fantastic. I love that. A large bag of small dicks. That's good. That's really succinct and good. Making mac and cheese. That's a good thing to do with your time. I need to get the... There was a recipe. Whenever I was at Thanksgiving, there was a macaroni and cheese, like... I don't want to say casserole per se, but it was like macaroni and cheese, and there were like some bell peppers mixed into the cheese, and like Ritz crackers on top. And oh my lord, it was baked too. Oh my lord, it was very good. It was good. I suppose, though, I think that the issue I would have as like a I think that says the guy who said that his servant's entrance was in the wrong place. I suppose, but there's sort of a different my point, Zen, is less that they could do it and more of like that they could do so successfully, meaning that like yes, they can put whatever they want in Fortnite. They can do whatever they want. But it's sort of a difference regarding how much the players will want to interact with it, you know? As well as like limitate, like if you have to, and the cost of it too. So if you think about it, sure, they could introduce like a World of Warcraft-esque MMO magic system into Fortnite, but that would be an extreme cost to do without necessarily a huge benefit in terms of returns. And if they do too many things that are that sort of, I don't want to say daring because that's like the wrong term for just kind of crazy and stupid. If they do a bunch of crazy and stupid things, they'll end up losing a lot of people who like, yeah. And so that to me is sort of the thing, is that sure, they can put whatever they want in there, but it's kind of like building what would it be like in my crazy analogy here? It's a bit like trying to put Paper Mario in the fucking Quake engine, you know? You can do it. It is feasible to be done, but it'll run out of steam. It'll run out of people wanting to do it, and people will get tired of like, oh, they put a new feature in the game. Like, this is how I feel about Minecraft now, is like, they put a new feature in the game. They did it. Oh boy, what is it this time? Oh, it's that. Okay. Cool. Well, that's my point, is like, you can do... Yes, it's software. You can do whatever you want with it in the sense that you can put anything in Fortnite, and they probably will, but again, Paper Mario and the Quake engine would be ridiculous. It'd be stupid. It would be expensive and difficult to pull off for little like profit. And that's the thing about putting quote-unquote anything into Fortnite, is that you will arrive at a point where you're putting literally anything in there, and it would get ridiculous fast. I will sell. Because, let me go ahead and... Actually, I'll buy this barber pole. Yeah, that's the thing about, like, because theoretically you can mod anything anywhere. Like, fucking go to Nexus Mods and look up Skyrim. Go to Nexus Mods, look up Skyrim real quick, and, like, look at all the anime mods they have in that game for some reason. Like, why would you put anime characters into fucking Skyrim? I don't get it, but that's a thing people do with their time. But just because you can do it doesn't mean that you should, and doesn't mean that it would sell, you know? If Bethesda really... If Bethesda released an anime girl companion in Skyrim that was a paid mod, people would riot. I'm just saying. Oh, God. Well, I can't be too down on this. So, someone apparently has made a Blade Runner parody. A Blade Runner parody machinima in Fortnite. Ugh, what a phrase. But they only have like 20 subscribers, so I'm not gonna get too down on them. You know, I'll let them go. This is a thing that Holland sent me. I'm trying to find this rock and I can't find it. I'll have to just go. Let me think. Is there a rock I haven't hit yet? There's a couple south of that house that I think I can do. I've already done this one. Down with cat people, lizard people forever. But what if... I don't know. What if maybe we could have room for both in this world? You know? There's nothing mutually exclusive about cat people and lizard people. Why do we gotta why do I have to choose between cat people and lizard people? Is there not room for both in a perfect society? A cat person. Skyrim is for the Argonians. Okay, that's what you mean. I thought you were doing like an Amanaki thing, not like an Argonian thing. I guess that does show my view of the world a little bit. That I was like, yes. I hear lizard people, and my first thought is not the canonical lizard people in the game. It's, yes, Amanaki. Jesus. For those of you who are not familiar with the Amanaki, I'm so sorry that I've introduced this to you. If I could have done differently, I would have. Oh, dang, you know what time it is. Doc knows what time it is. It's time to free Sable from the shackles of her shyness. I'm really trying to get this cracker out of this package. I'm sorry, everyone. Where am I and where are the rocks? Why is this rock thing so hard for me? I don't understand this. Where did that one? I'm having way too much difficulty with this rock thing. For some reason. Oh my god, you're right. And then I got pissed about it too. That is a hell of a setup. Living the fucking dream. Oh my god. I respect that. Isn't there a rock near Nate? Might be a... Did I already get this one over here? I might not have gotten this one over here yet. Oh shit. Yeah, this is the one. I knew I'd find it eventually as long as I just kept doing. Gotta do what you gotta do. Truth. Truth. Absolutely true. don't know what to do with all this money. That's the widest thing I've said today. I don't know what to do with all this money. What am I to do with all of this money? I simply have too much of it. Too much. Oh, actually, I do want that. I do want that. I would like that. Please give it to me. Other things. Set message. Yeah, none of this. None of this. Out the window with it. Get rid of it. It's going away. There we go. Perfect. All right. Let's get back in here. All right. This is going to go down in front. And this is going to go right here. Oh, look at that. This house is really coming together over time. What is this? This is the window, right? It's a bit much. This. Window. Yeah. I don't know. I've been more discerning with my choices in like making sure I have like only the things that I would be like proud of. I would only be like, these are the things I want to show off having and giving the rest away. Cause like Druid's house, let's just go look at Druid's house real quick, is still, even after all this time, just a nightmare mishmash of all sorts of random crap. Like, it's still just space heater, fucking plants, the harvest, Nintendo. Oh, man, it's still Kwanzaa, apparently. Hasn't been Kwanzaa since January 1st, and yet still it's somehow Kwanzaa. But yeah, like, it's just a nightmare to look at. This room's, like, kind of all right. Obviously, it's still Christmas in here. Those Kwanzaa poles? Ah, yes. The festive Kwanzaa poles. It's sold as quote-unquote festive candle, but it's sold on December 26th, so it's obviously for Kwanzaa. Holland's right. Kwanzaa is always in our hearts. If I literally knew any of the phrases for Kwanzaa, I would drop one right now. But they're all in Swahili, and I don't speak Swahili. Let's do some fishing, I reckon. Oh, I can just drop this fucking thing right here and then just leave it. And then just let Druid pick it up. I did look up stuff about Kwanzaa whenever Kwanzaa was coming up. I was like, you know what? I'm a grown up now. I have the internet. Like, I should do some good for the world and myself by like knowing the bare minimum about Kwanzaa. And so I looked it up and I was like, oh, this is kind of neat. Hold on, let me get a full read on this one. Yeah, you know what? That's fair. Thank you for Thank you for not. Daka sent me a message, and it's probably for the best that it wasn't in the stream. Where am I going right now? Wait, what? Where? Ah. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I should do more to learn about Kwanzaa, just because. I mean, it is a holiday. Like, I know the bare minimum about like Hanukkah, so I should probably learn the bare minimum about Kwanzaa. And like, I think I know. I don't know anything about Ramadan. I know Ramadan's a holy month, but I don't know what like Ramadan actually celebrates or entails. So, that's me in my life. Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh. Whoop, whoop, whoop. You're right. I could just celebrate Saturnalia and say everybody else is just wrong and has been wrong for 2,000 years. But, I don't know. I just feel like I feel like there are people in this world there are enough people in the world who are willfully ignorant and just are like, I don't need to know about that shit. And I'd rather just like, I don't know. It doesn't cost me anything to know about Ramadan. You know, it's not like I have to go buy a book to be like, ah, yes, Ramadan. Now I get it all. Like, I can just Google this shit and read the Wikipedia stuff. Yeah. So, in no way do I have to, like, I could be willfully ignorant. I just think there's enough willful ignorance in the world with flat earthers and climate change deniers that, like, I'd rather just, like, it doesn't cost me anything to, I am curious. It's not like oh, well, I guess I ought to learn about Kwanzaa. It's like, oh, I wonder what Kwanzaa's about. I should probably learn about it. Like, does it change every year? What's sort of the idea of Kwanzaa, you know? That stuff. It doesn't, you know, I'm a curious individual. I like knowing things. And so there's no cost to me of spending like 10 minutes on Wikipedia. Yeah, obviously, I'm kind of exaggerating there a bit, but I just think that, like, you know, I want to be kind to people. I want to be helpful to people, and I think that having a basic starting knowledge of other like major holidays and religions is a worthwhile thing to do. You know? Sort of like knowing other cultures just well enough to like be able to know about them. Yeah, it's like there's no issue in the world. A creationist, flat earth, anti-vaxxing, climate change denier. God, that's a lot. I find flat earthers so interesting in that regard, though. Because, like, welcome to Flat Earth Talk, like, episode 7 of Druid Stream. Because I get the sense, based on, like, different flat earthers, that, like, different problems would matter to them in different ways. Because I don't think there's a universally accepted flat earth theory. It's just whatever each individual believes is like the flat earth thing. They all agree that the earth is flat, but like how different things exist and the ice wall, like exactly. Yeah, that's my thing is, like, I can't imagine that they agree on much past flat Earth and the Earth is flat. Like, that's the thing is, like, that's what makes flat earthers so interesting. It's like anti-vaxxers get along, right? Anti-vaxxers all agree vaccines are bad, and they all get along amongst themselves because they're all fucking stupid. Then again, there are some who are like, they disagree on other things, but on anti-vaxxing they agree wholeheartedly, which often is stupid. There's like a person named Kennedy, I don't even know who it was, who was like, I'm an anti-vaxxer because I don't want mercury in fish, so I don't want mercury in vaccines. It's like, that's a cool opinion, except mercury's not in vaccines and hasn't been there for 30 fucking years. So, you know. And like creationists, I suppose there's probably some difference of opinion there. But, like, I don't think anybody disagrees on more amongst themselves and everybody else than flat earthers. And I find that just so weird, you know? They all get the fundamentals right, and then they just disagree with the rest of it. It's kind of like philosophers. They all get the idea of, like, we should define what morality is. And then they're like, but wait, how do we do that? Was it God or aliens? Oh, man. I assume you mean about creationism, though I was going to say that the difference of opinion was probably going to be which God and, like, when and how and why. Ugh. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. Ooh. Young Earth creationists. Yeah. Honestly, if God's an alien, then that just throws so much of a wrench into everything we do that, like, we have to rewrite everything at that point. Is God an alien the plot of Prometheus? I'm pretty sure it's the plot of Prometheus, isn't it? Prometheus was like, oh man, an alien drank some goo and fell into water and created DNA. Yeah, no, obviously, I completely agree with. If God does exist, alien is definitely the more accurate term than God. I just think it's, you know. I thought that was, I mean, you're not wrong. That robot is a dickhead. I don't remember why he does any of that shit. Fucking Michael Fassbender just decides to be a douche for no reason. Gets his head torn off at the end of the movie. Spoilers for a movie from 10 years ago that no one liked. Oh. Fucking Prometheus. What a weird movie. I saw it in theaters. I don't know if I've ever... I don't know, was it iRobot? Is that what you're thinking of? But, Snap My Existence Cloud Daddy Uwu. Wow! Holy shit! That's a whole phrase I was not ready for to see from you. Are you saying snap my existence from, like, Thanos' point of view? Is that the snap part? Or is it something that I've blatantly misunderstood? And now I'll be embarrassed by it when you're like, no, it's obviously this other thing that's far more commonly known, Dreward. Thanos didn't invent snapping, idiot. Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. I didn't see that from Holland. Okay, sorry. I didn't see that. I'm bad. I'm bad at reading. I'm bad at reading and reading comprehension. Yes. Now that I see it, it's like, oh, cool. So it actually, surprisingly, is the second thing I said. Which, by the way, is, because, as a reminder, I did say it's going to be something extremely obvious. I'm going to look really stupid for saying otherwise. And here it is. We've done it, everybody. That's always how I do it. It's always, like, either something really obvious, like a chat that I didn't read, or it's something, like, that I do get, but everybody's like, yes, good job on getting the extremely obvious reference I was making. I suppose I know myself, at least. I mean, I often do portray you as deep, wise, and intelligent. Or at least try to portray you that way. Because I sure as shit am not any of those things. Oh, boy. Oh, it's the bell! Did you hear the bell, everyone? I don't have a camera, because I do too much, like, excited bouncing in my chair. I think the camera would dislike that. I don't... While I'm on the topic, there's it's just nice. On the topic of face cams, like, I don't want one. I don't feel like it would be that good for the stream. Can anybody, like... Imagine I'm sitting at a booth at the college campus quad, and it says, and I'm at in the booth, I'm holding a mug filled with coffee, and on my booth is a banner that says, "Face cams aren't necessary for Twitch. Change my mind." Can we get into a discussion on that? Because I actually do need to know if people are like, which is a transition for somebody being angrily like, we need a face cam to see your face, Druid. You don't think so? Cause like, I don't know, I'm very expressive and every so often, like, I do have a moment where I am like, oh man, it'd be nice to have like a shot of my face so people can see how like stunned I am by something. Or so you can know that I'm laughing away from the microphone or whatever. But at the same time, like, setting it up so that I'm always in the shot, depending on how I move around this room a lot, to be honest. I say a lot, like inches, but you know, I'm like turned at a different angle than usual. I'm pointed a different direction than usual. Mic's in a different place than usual. I would have to have moved the camera to accommodate this to be able to like justify having the face cam on. And like, all right. And I would additionally, like, I would have to be presentable. Like, I would have to like do my hair or wear a hat or, you know, not look like I want to. Fuck! Damn it! Fuck! Shit! Ugh. All right. Well, like, Red Snapper loss aside, thank you for your input. I don't know. I've every time I see anything about, like, have you seen most of Twitch? That's a good point. Part of it's also like, I don't want to have a green screen and chroma key and do all that, or have to like change my room to be presentable too. Like, I just don't, I don't feel like it's necessary to me as a streamer to do that. I feel like I have an expressive voice, and expressive voices, I think, make up for no face cam. Also, I wouldn't really, like, I don't know. I don't want it to, I guess in this layout here, there's no location that would be really lost by having, content is already quality. Oh, thank you. Like, I could probably put a face cam in the bottom right corner of this screen, but at the same time, doing so, and doing so would obviously mean less chat, but the chat's already pretty small and easy to read, so it's no big deal. Because I am grilled. That, you know what, ain't no shame. People get all like, oh, booby streamers, but like, fuck it, man. If that's how you, if like, don't criticize the people who are succeeding because of that. Criticize the people who are letting them succeed without a personality. And also, Holland, not to be, before I get any further in this point, this does not apply to you, because your streams are fun and you're enjoyable to listen to, and I think you're funny. But this is more of a vague comment for people who are anti... I don't want to say booby streamer multiple times. Yes. But, like, that's the thing, is, like, even people who are, like, there's no judgment here for that, you know? Because, to me, they're not doing it for their health. Like, they're doing it because it, like... They're They are stealing viewers from hardworking cam girls. Now there's the real tea. It's like tired. Titty streamers are stealing viewers from hardworking streamers. Wired. Titty streamers are getting viewers that already want to watch that sort of thing. Inspired. Titty streamers are stealing viewers from hardworking cam girls. Oh my god. Almost certain. It's like, you know, like imagine a Venn diagram that, like, it looks like a circle that's a little out of phase. It's not even like an actual Venn diagram anymore. There's like a 2% on either side. Oh lord. Yeah, I just, I don't know. I don't get into the whole, like, oh, other people doing things on their streams. How could they? Like, I don't care. You do you, and, like, I just don't care. I just don't care. That's all it comes down to, is I just don't care. It doesn't affect me. Because, like, no one who wants to watch one of those would be here, you know? I'm not losing anybody at all. It's not like, man, you know what I'd like to see in addition to this extremely poor Animal Crossing gameplay. Then again, I think here it might actually help me. I don't know. I don't care. Like, we should change the society in which... Jesus. I just think that, like, we shouldn't criticize the people who are benefiting from it because they are benefiting from a market that exists. That seems silly to me. It's like, oh, I didn't even notice, to be honest. It's like arguing that, like, the people who sell raw milk are bad people. It's like, I don't know about that. If people are dumb enough to drink raw milk and someone's wise enough to take their money, then I don't care about that exchange. We should regulate it so that somebody who... Oh, you don't know about raw milk? Unpasteurized milk is all the rage if you're into deregulation. Because, you know, regulation is bad and raw milk can be delicious. Like, untreated milk with all the cow germs in it still. Like, I'm not gonna get upset that, like, I would rather argue that the people who are drinking raw milk should stop wanting to do that because it's dangerous for them than be like, but the people selling it, how dare they? Like, if the regulations let them get through it, then, you know. Oh, yeah. Essential oils. That's another great example. Is like Eastern philosophy, chakra shit, you know, what essential oils, fucking fish oil, diet plans, any of that shit. Like, the people who sell it and make money off of it do so because they're allowed to. And sure, there is some criticism to be given to people who... Maybe, but drinking raw milk, like, makes people sick because their bodies aren't used to it. And it's, I don't know, just Google, you'd find it funny. There was like a bill passed allowing raw milk to be sold, and a bunch of people drank raw milk to celebrate and then got super sick. You know, these Rand Paul types. But, I don't know, that's my thought, is like, there's no reason in my mind why I should be, like, against the people benefiting from a system that, like, allows them to do this. Oh, there is a vodka pun. These Rand Paul types. Seriously, though. But yeah, like, I don't know. I feel as though the streamers who do that aren't hurting anybody at all. Like, there are too many viewers to go around on Twitch, realistically. So it's not like they're it's not like they're cannibalizing other people's streams that, you know, if your stream is really good, people will be there because your stream is really good, is my thought. You know, it misses the point, and it sort of it passes the buck in a way I don't think is healthy. Because for me, if I want more viewers, I need to play more, I need to expend more money to get more frequently released games, do more streams, interact more, do more. I need to do more. And sure, they're people who can just be pretty on camera have an advantage there, but I don't give a shit. Like, it doesn't affect me. It's not like someone's gonna come into my chat and be like, you know, I would watch you right now, except there are 2 things missing. So, that's my thought there. I'm a niche market. Oh boy. Let's hope not too niche. I think I might be making myself a niche market lately with my various rants about various things. Though this one's a lot less angry than the last one. People have said that in your stream. That's just fucking and that's the shitty part, is like, I'm not affected because I'm male. And that is often how shit goes on the internet. It doesn't affect me because because I am male. But like, so you looking back. Yeah, fair point. The rants of me being like, you know, Rand Paul types drinking raw milk. I swear to God, that's raw milk is one of those pet causes of mine that I find so weird. You know, who's texting me? Hello? I'm not getting into a fucking virtual public hearing for HUD funds. I don't know anything. You can watch anyone and not get soapbox ramblings. I really do need, like, some kind of Foley effect or, like, recorded sound effect of getting onto a soapbox. Because I really do feel that it suits me a little too well. I did that once where I was, like, talking about clomping onto my soapbox. But yeah, a lot of things, I don't know. I think a lot of people who complain about streamers who show off their bodies are male. And a lot of, yeah, there it is. A lot of the people who actually suffer in terms of like, I'm not going to keep watching because, you know, movies here are women. And that's not fair. That's not a fair situation, you know? Take the LPs out of the milk crate and don't record hitting the ground for me. You gotta get like a... Oh, you'd actually be perfect for this. Get like, not just the milk crate. Can you get like a clump of your combat boots getting up on the milk crate? Of course you own vinyl records. Vinyl records are cool. I think... I used to have a... I still have it in my closet somewhere. I stored vinyl records in this like 12-inch wide file box, which is really neat. It like collapses down. It's a really neat thing. But vinyl's neat. Like a lot of people own vinyl. I just think it's I don't know why it's considered such a hipster thing. Oh no, that's fair. I get you. Yeah, I assumed that you owned vinyl records because vinyl records are cool to own. And honestly, I don't get all into the whole audiophile part of vinyl records because like I don't have the setup for it, and my all the records I own are like have like a bunch of them sat in a garage from like 1990 to like 2015, and like they almost certainly don't play well anymore. I have a copy of Zeppelin 1 where the fucking sleeve is falling apart and it skips perfectly at one point in Black Mountain Side so that like the same two measures repeat ad infinitum. It's fucking like I don't need a $1,200 system to listen to records that are not worth it. In terms of like the audio quality is falling apart. It's like having a nice tape deck for tapes that have lived in a fucking attic for years. If I wanted to go out and buy new vinyl all the time and spend hundreds of dollars doing it, I suppose I could. But I prefer to just do digital because digital's easy. Cool. I do like, you know, the stereos and nice vinyl setups and all that. It's just a matter of like, honestly, for me, if I'd rather spend a bunch of money on other stuff too. Almost certainly. Yeah. That's the other part of it too. Is a lot of producers now don't produce for vinyl or for sound systems like that. So as a result, like, you could put on a really good record that isn't made for that sound and not get anything new out of it, you know? I don't think Ariana Grande is like, you know what I need to produce for? Producer man, please make sure I sound great on vinyl. But like, Run the Jewels, I'm sure, just sounds fucking killer. And like, anybody who records to analog probably sounds great. God, you guys want a fucking rant? I could go on a fucking years-long production rant about how Pro Tools changed the game in a way that, like, initially beneficial has started to, like, really turn into a just a nightmare mishmash of shit. Ugh. That'd be the soapbox to end all soapboxes. It's a fucking soap palette. I'll give you the short version because I feel like if I get into into a full thing, it'll go crazy. So, Doc probably already knows this, but for those of you who don't know how analog production used to work, it used to be that when you wanted to record something to tape back in the 70s, 80s, and I would say for the first half of the 90s, Oh, damn. Oh, my God, a patch bay. Holy shit. What you had to do was you had to get it right in a single take, usually. Your analog console that took in the signal from your guitars, from the microphones that are in the recording studio, only had a certain number of tracks. And if you didn't have that number of tracks on your console, you could not record that number of tracks to the thing. So in terms of like being able to add different effects, like if you wanted to, yeah, you could cut tape. You could put two takes together, but you had to like take the tape, find the spot where the cut that you want to make is, mark it with Sharpie, take it, lay it flat, cut it diagonally, find the spot where you want to cut it to, take it and cut that, take the two ends, put them together and tape them together with like Scotch tape, and that was what splicing was. Now splicing is just a fucking command in a computer to make your life a little easier. If someone was off tempo, you couldn't adjust their tempo a little bit. You couldn't quantize. You couldn't correct pitch. You couldn't. You had to get it right when you recorded it, or you couldn't get it right later. And whenever you wanted to actually mix it or master it to the final tape, you had to do so by hand live. There's a anecdote in Slash's autobiography where he was watching the guys who did the mixing for not Sweet Child of Mine, for all of Appetite of Destruction, and how, because it's on tape and you have to mix it live, they were like both darting around the console, like adjusting levels and adjusting EQ and everything else off and on, like they were connected in the brain space. It's incredible to think about, because you couldn't just set envelopes the way you do in a digital audio workstation. You had to do it by hand. And so what that meant was, if you wanted to do a volume, like an echo sweep or a volume sweep or a panning thing, if you couldn't do it in the studio, you had to get it right in the mixing booth, and it was a gigantic pain in the ass, no matter what. And so working on tape was a nightmare, but working on tape presented limitations that meant that you had to work within those limitations. You couldn't do whatever you wanted, and you had to be really good at what you did, which is why a lot of bands back in those days would go on the road, write and tour their record that they've just released, and write their new record while on the road, in the bus, in the rehearsal spaces, whatever, and then practice it and get it right, and then go into the studio and record it. Bands like Rush, by the way, had a really hard time back in the tape days recording stuff like La Via Strangiato, because you had to get all of the instruments to sound good in one or two takes and either splice it together or know what you were doing to be able to record over it and dub it properly. Again, with the Slash biography, there's an anecdote about recording the intro to Sweet Child of Mine, where there's no count in on that song. The song opens with the guitar lick. And so they recorded, the drum. I think they recorded the drum track live in studio, which meant that they just mic'd up the drums and had everybody else play along with the drums so that they knew how to play it. Probably to a click as well, but whatever. And so when Slash was then recording the guitars in isolation to try and get the best sound possible, he didn't have a count in. He had to just try over and over and over again to get it right, because there wasn't a way to like align in the DAW with like where the click should be and then count backwards and all that. That didn't exist for him. And so with that, if you want to do an introduction like that, you just had to be really fucking good at what you did. The difference now, and again, I will say most people now who are studio musicians, and a lot of people in a lot of genres, are really fucking good musicians. If you look at someone like Annika Niles or drummers like that, who do, I don't know if Unlike Analysis does studio work, but like Carol Kay was a great studio person. Bernard Pretty Purdy was a pretty legendary studio musician. These studio people have barely changed in the years since digital came in, because they're still just true professionals, really fucking great. Yeah, that's another thing, is that you had to have just the right space for recording certain instruments to get the right sound. This is where you get like gated reverb being set up and like the drum room at Sound City and all sorts of shit like that. But the introduction of digital meant that all of those limitations of analog, in regards to the difficulty of splicing, oh yeah, that's a fair point. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Remiking is kind of a bitch, as somebody who has mic'd up stuff before and has had to like tear it down and then redo it and all that shit. I'm not even like, I haven't even recorded an EP or anything. If I ever had to do that, I would fucking want to die. But the thing about digital that really changed everything was no longer did you have to really work if something happened to go wrong. If you play a wrong note, you can splice in a new note. And like, in terms of, oh no, oh, I've lost that present forever. That's really sad. In terms of something like radio production, it made it so much better. Hey, Whole Hades, how are you? I'm on a rant right now, so I'm gonna keep going. I'm ranting about the change from analog to digital recording and how it changed music production as a whole. But the main thing I think that changed with digital was digital allowed you to not have a limit to your tracks anymore. So in regards to like analog, if you had 64 tracks to put onto an analog piece of tape, 64 sounds like a whole lot. You know, you think to yourself like, oh, you have your singer, you have your guitarist, your rhythm guitar, your bass, your drums, maybe a keyboard, and what else could you need? But if you mic up each drum individually, which gives you the best sound, and all the cymbals individually, as well as like an overhead mic for the drums, that's anywhere from like 8 to 10 tracks immediately gone. To kick, snare, cymbals. Oh, hey, Tubby Geezer. Thank you for the raid. You guys are just in time to hear me rant about analog versus digital recording stuff. So I just find it funny that like people are popping in. It's like, hey, how's it going? It's like, oh no, should I stop my rant now? I don't feel like I should. But when you had like guitar overdubs and singing overdubs and background singing overdubs and solos and yeah, all right, thank you. I'm glad you like it. I was worried someone's gonna be like, maybe we could discuss something else. Who doesn't love a good rant? You're in the right place for a good rant. As a result, your 64 tracks were limiting. You couldn't just put whatever in there. If you had an instrument that you had to record separately, so like the gong on Wherever I May Roam on, what's it called? The Black Album by Metallica. That gong had to be recorded and put in and had to have its own, like, space to exist. Also, it probably doesn't sound like a guitar that got the line effects on it, but it sounds like a sitar to me, so I'll call it a sitar. At the very beginning, like, is separate from the rest of it. And so, oh man. If you want to put your experiences recording analog in the chat as like a first-hand thing, because Dr. Acceleron mentioned that he worked when he was learning, oh dear, what did he say? This particular class, multi-track recording, where we had a patch bay and used DAT tapes. So if you want to share your experiences with that, feel free. I would love to know. The difference is with digital, and this has been mentioned in a couple different videos online. Oh yeah, that is a fair point. Was it Basement Studio? Yeah. That's the other thing, is that the equipment was hard to work with. Like, you had to know what you were doing. You couldn't just, like, select Control K to split stuff. You had to actually know what you were doing with tape, and that's hard. Oh yeah. Thank you for tuning in, MR Leto. Mr. Leto? I don't know if that's supposed to be an MR or a Mr. Either way, have a good night. And so that was an element of, like, separation between the quote-unquote real producers and the hobbyists. Okay. Well, have a good night. Thank you for popping in. Oh, yeah, digital's great. I'm not trying to... I should also say, as, like, a caveat to this rant, at no point would I ever say, like, we should go back to all analog all the time. Analog was a pain to use, and had a lot of limitations, and I think digital gives a lot of people who would have previously just never done anything a chance to produce some really interesting stuff. And so I could never truly dislike digital. And I think that all the digital accessibility to listening is a necessary part of the music landscape now. But in terms of the what's it called? In terms of like tracks and the ability to do whatever you wanted to with tracks, there was a significant change, and you can hear it kind of in the production of the day. Between when Pro Tools was first introduced around the early 90s and when Pro Tools got really big in the late 2000s, which coincided entirely with better processing, better computers, all that sort of thing. Because, yeah, it lowers the barrier to entry. It gives people who are musicians first the chance to produce their own record, and as long as they have a discerning ear about it, they can do really interesting stuff. It also allows sort of a democratization of radio in the sense that, like, podcasts exist because of digital recording as well as digital distribution. And I could never, as someone who's made podcasts, I could never go back and be like, oh man, digital, fuck digital. You know? It's not within me. That's an interesting point. I want to address that in a moment. I was gonna say that as an ending of my rant, which actually was meant to be a short rant, a lot of the songs made in the last 20 years or so kind of overuse the ability to add as many tracks as you want, because you can make I mean, that's sort of the Justice for All method, because Justice was recorded by and mixed essentially by Hetfield and Ulrich, and so as a result, like, it's all drums and all guitar, and you can't fucking hear any bass, which sucks because the bass is rad on that. It's a shame what they did to Jason, but you know, they didn't fix it with the remastered version, so what can we do? All I can do is avoid buying the remastered version now that they've fucking not fixed it. They had 30 years to fix it, and they didn't fix it because they're just jerks. This is the way we wanted it to sound. No, it's not. Fuck you. You're embarrassed. Sorry. Yeah. But, so the issue essentially with a lot of stuff now is that a lot of producers who don't know how to make a really good sounding mix will kind of just throw in whatever they feel like, and they'll change stuff constantly. And it really, like, gets grating when it's just, like, 8-minute long songs with constantly changing instruments and shit, and, like, it's just not fun. and like random samples that appear once in the entire song. I pay for music, but that's me. Audacity in your 14 by 10 computer room. Oof. That sounds rough. But yeah, that's sort of part of my production rant. I do want to end it partially because I'm getting tired of the rant, and also because I want to answer Tubby Geezer's question, which was a higher skill ceiling on digital or analog. And I feel like I honestly couldn't say for any certainty of my own. I'm not by any means an expert per se. I just know a lot of things. I'm not a runner. I'm a goddamn engineer. God, get him some water. Christ. I will say that, like, a lot of digital production stuff it definitely has a different sort of sense of how to approach stuff. Because when I finally learned how that wub wub, and for lack of a better term, that wub wub, what that was, I was like, oh, that sounds really hard to set up and like use and effectively create. And it's not like you would need to have a lot of understanding of yourself, your synths, your DAW, and a lot of other things to be able to pull it off correctly. And that's interesting to me, like the idea of because there's sort of this notion amongst a lot of people nowadays who, especially people who are used to analog and now kind of toy with digital every so often, not to drop names, but I'll say it, Neil Young. I'm not going to get a Christmas card from Neil Young anytime soon. I don't feel like they appreciate the fullness of what digital can do, and further, I don't think they appreciate the depth to which you can go in digital, where you can really mess with the most minute of details. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. That's a fair point. Feedback City. Ugh. Feedback is one of those things that, like, lots of loud noises still, like, set off that animalistic fright in me, but feedback never does. I am, like, immune to it at this point, which is, like, do you not know how to play your own song? That's another thing that, like, kind of becomes this running joke, is, like, you can kind of just... You don't have to learn how to play anymore, is sort of the refrain. I don't think it's necessarily true for touring musicians, but yeah, people who do like SoundCloud stuff and they can just fuck around and do whatever they want. Man, it really does allow people who just aren't quite there yet in terms of knowing how to do what they need to do to make stuff. And there's nothing wrong with making things that are sort of like, hey, this is just, I'm starting out, I'm having fun, I'm just doing whatever I want. But I listened to one person's thing after, like, he and his girlfriend advertised on Twitter a bunch, and it was like very clearly like setting up loops in Fruity Loops or whatever, and then like adding more and more layers over it. And I was like, that's fine, but that I don't feel like you're really in the mindset of creating, because I don't get the sense that this is like the best iteration of this. I get the sense that you're just sort of dicking around like Reggie Watts would do for fun, as opposed to like trying to compose a thing, which is how you should approach music, is that you're trying to create something that like is catchy, not just sounds good to go on SoundCloud. Yeah, that's a fair point. If they got acoustic guitar, oh god, they couldn't. Oh, that's weird. That definitely twists the story in my brain, because I thought it was like electric, and I was like, I guess I could kind of get it if you couldn't hear out of the monitors or whatever. But if you're playing acoustic and can't hear each other, then you're just fucking not doing it right. That's just weird. But yeah, in terms of, like, skill ceiling, I can say that, like, the skill floor for digital is way lower than for analog, but the skill ceiling, I think, based on what I know, I would put it at equivalently high, but in different ways. You know, it would be like a church ceiling versus like a really high auditorium ceiling. They're a little different in how they sound, and a little different in how they arc and move and shape. They're still ceilings, both, and still high, but they differ sort of in the way in which they interact. And that's what I sort of think, because for me, oh yeah, but I don't think you would phrase it as like, look at my triptych that I've created, which is literally what I can't stand that. He named it a triptych, and I was like, dude, come on. And I should also say it was all synth loops. It was just synth loops. And, like, that's fine. It's whatever. But, like, honesty is the best policy. And say, like, I'm just starting out. This is where I'm starting. And I like how this sounds, though I know it's not, like, gonna be... Well, you see, Doc, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Doc. It was 3 songs, so it's a triptych. There was a Use Your Illusion 3. Yeah, there were 3 songs. I don't know if they were related or not. They didn't sound like they, like, played into each other or had anything to do with each other. They just sound like it was 3 individual songs. So it was kind of like a 3-song EP. Right, but instead of having lyrics and like an overarching story written by Del James, instead it's just synth lines. And not even the same synth sound. It just is it's just 3 synth songs. It's a triptych. I cannot stand that. That bothered me so much. And I shouldn't criticize that hard. I shouldn't be like that judgy. No, you're actually finding the best example of an audio triptych that I could have ever thought of. Like, that's a great example, is the Don't Cry trilogy. Or the November Rain trilogy. Whichever one is... I guess it's technically the Without You trilogy, because Without You is the Del James story. But, you know, yes, that's as a proper example of an audio triptych. Because it's 3 songs that feed into each other and have an overarching idea and, like, interplay with each other. Oh, my God. That is really frustrating when you find a band that you really like and they only have, like, 1 album or 4 songs or something. But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't be much better if I was on SoundCloud. I'd be recording like pretty mediocre guitar music or what's it called? Or like covers of songs I like. But I also wouldn't call it a triptych, which is what set me off so bad. Was like, don't call it a triptych. Just say I made 3 songs and I like them. Please listen. Like, come on. That's the thing, I think, is like, if someone were to come to me and be like, hey, I know you hear this all the time, but I just released a new mixtape. I'm really proud of it. I have a paper here that has a code on it. Oh, Mars Argo fucking rules. Love Mars Argo. God, Using You is like, I listened to that song fucking infinitely. If ever there were a thing I could say I was a slut for, like, I'm a slut for major 4, minor 4 changes. That's the truth right there.
You do 1, 5, 4, minor 4, and I am in. Yeah, I know who Mars Argo is. That song fucking, like, haunts my dreams. It's so good. She doesn't... I don't know how much other music she has. I've not listened to much else of it, I don't think. But I've listened to Using You fucking 1,200 times. If you want to send me a bunch of like Mars Argo songs you really like, other than Using You, feel free to yeah, do it. I was gonna say send me some of her songs. She's coming back? I did not know. I think I actually heard something about that, like a whisper on the wind, the origin of which I know not. But yeah. But I don't know. I do want to get back into making music again. I was playing guitar. I was noodling on the guitar while I was listening to Holland Stream the other day. And I was like, I like the guitar. I should play the guitar more. I should, like, try to make songs. I should, like, enjoy myself. I should turn the lights on in here. Yeah, there we go. Oh. Acid 2.0 track you made in high school. Oh, Acid 2.0 is that a DAW? Or is that a an artist slash song? Acid sounds like I think Acid's a DAW of some kind. It sounds familiar, but I don't know. I will say, Fruity Loops for Beginners. Okay. I will say that, like, of all the, because I've worked, for those curious about I suppose I should have opened the analog rant with, I've looked into a lot of analog stuff. I've always been sort of an analog, like, I watch documentaries on analog stuff, but I actually have worked in, briefly in Audacity, okay. For whatever reason, AutoMod doesn't, like, put together A. There was something it didn't like about that. That's what, I don't know. I honestly don't, maybe I have to pop up on my AutoMod blocked terms and wonder what that is. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. It might have been, like, I might have deleted a previous message that had that phrase in it. I might have to look. I don't know. That's super fucking weird. That doesn't make any sense. Let me just pop on my dashboard real quick. Let me just fucking see about all this. Because now I'm concerned. Moderation. I did, I have, can I just marry you? I would have to come to Utah. And that's far away. Also, I'm not who I seem. I'm too edgy and damaged to ever be with anybody. Can you imagine if, like, that was a thing I actually started doing, was like, you don't want to be involved with me. I'm bad news. Bad news? Oh my god. I don't know why. I just changed my auto mod setting a little bit to make it so that it says if it sees the phrase put together A, it'll just always allow that. I don't know why it didn't allow that. I don't know what it thought was a problem. I genuinely don't know. None of my block terms at all resemble that, so I genuinely don't know. Bad news. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to remember that fucking forever. Now. It's just like, you don't want to be involved with me. I'm too edgy and dark. Ooh, woo. I'm bad new woo. Oh, Lord. Oh, God. Oh, but yeah, I've worked in Audacity briefly in terms of like making little clips here and there. I've worked pretty extensively in GarageBand 6, 10. I don't know. It was not a recent version of GarageBand. They did a whole redo to GarageBand. It was the GarageBand that came with fucking Snow Leopard. That's what it was. Worked a lot in that, and then I've worked, I would say a relatively decent amount in Audition, but all on podcasts. So I can't say that I've worked heavily on, what's it called? Music in any of those. But that's my experience. I like Audition a lot. Audition's really nice. It just works well. GarageBand is actually not bad at all. It's just kind of hard to figure out. GarageBand's tricky if you're going into it with like the notion of like, I want to do this thing. How do I do that? Which is sort of how I approach audio stuff. And how I think most people do is they go in and they say, I want to do this. How do I do it? GarageBand's more of like, here are the things you can do, because we imagine that you're a musician who wants to record yourself and not a producer who wants to play around. It's like, all right, shit, fine, Apple. You do you. But, I made some neat stuff in Audition I was proud of. Oh, damn it, no, not again. Did again. Ooh. I gotta catch more Snapper and then call it done with Aminals. Because much as I've enjoyed ranting about audio production, which I actually have, I love audio production just as like a thing to do. And I think this is gonna be the end of my audio production thing. We're back down to my small, regular soapbox. I think if people want to do anything in regards to like video production, streaming, podcasts, any of that stuff, it's good to have a basic understanding of the elements of DAWs, how they work, and basic audio production elements. Because almost certainly there are tons of people. Hello, Drama. I'm ranting about audio right now, so I'm finally going to be done with it soon. I think there's a lot of streams out there that probably would benefit from having, what's it called? From having a compressor on them, or by having dynamics processing on their podcast, or by having, you know, a solid understanding of how to EQ someone to get their voice to be a little bit more clear. Or how to remove noise in Audition to make the podcast more clear. That sort of thing. You're at work watching? Okay. Are you on your lunch break right now, or are you doing illicit, dangerous things? Are you being illicit and dangerous? Are you being a sneaky snake? Are you watching while you're not supposed to be watching? Ooh, woo. I've been called quality today. 15-minute break. Oh, yeah, you get that 5 to 10 shift today. I forgot about that. You mentioned your 5 to 10 shift on stream multiple times, and I did hear you say it. I just don't retain information worth a fuck. But yeah, having a knowledge of this stuff has helped me immensely in just like setting up my stuff for recording me and my sister Bob and recording her name is Carl Bob Streams, so that's why I call her Bob sometimes. It's true. It's absolutely true. You can I will release her birth certificate to the public if Donald Trump asks me to and offers me $1 million. God, I wish Donald Trump would offer me $1 million for my birth certificates. I'm not even joking anymore. I really wish that was a thing I could just get money for. Fucking release that shit as fucking fast as I can. Oh my lord. But, yeah, and like setting up the compressor for this microphone here, which might not be on, I don't remember anymore. But, you know, a single band compressor will make a world of difference to a stream. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't know and don't necessarily learn because it seems esoteric. It's in the same place as like chroma key. It's under filters. So no, it's not bigger. It's the same size as always. And I can't stand it. I really wish it would expand finally, but it won't. This is a beautiful sunset. You guys seeing this beautiful sunset? Look at how beautiful this sunset is. It's so calming and peaceful. So beautiful. And like obviously it doesn't help that with compressors it's not like make it sound good versus like off. It's like what's your ratio? What's your threshold? What's your attack? What's your release? What's your gain? And those sorts of things to most people don't read as being, in fact to all people, including myself, don't read as being very intuitive. Like I have to remind myself how to set up a compressor whenever I do it because I'm like, yes. Ratio needs to be how much I crush down the stuff above the threshold. Threshold needs to be sort of around the middle point of where I'm speaking in terms of volume. Attack needs to be how soon I want it to turn on so that I don't scream over or through it. And gain is how much I need to overall compensate for the decrease in sound from all of this compression. And like I have to do that every time I set up a compressor because I don't remember it because it's, you know, weird. Dynamics processing is my favorite effect in Audition, though. Dynamics processing saved my life on more than one occasion. It's a noise gate, an expander, a compressor, all in one. Ooh, woo. You added too much milk to your macaroni and cheese? Macaroni, nice creamy broth. Oof. About being so... Is that blasé or is that, Or are you saying so blah last night? You don't have to apologize. It's fine. I understand. Are you feeling any better today? I didn't ask that yet, and I feel like I should. Because I don't want you to not feel good. Feeling bad is a bad thing. I don't want it for any of you. But bump. You all need to thank yourselves that it's pretty fucking good to BH. Ain't even mad. All right. Well, as long as it's good, that's what's important. I was worried it was like, I don't know. I just hear that and I'm like, oh, it's like pastaroni with too thin of the sauce. Ugh. Do not want. But as long as you're happy with it, that's what matters in this world because it's your macaroni. Blase. Okay. You're a tiny bit better. Even a tiny bit better is still good. I'm hungry. I should have eaten before the stream, but I was in bed and I was warm and I was like, man, bed sure is nice. Ooh, woo. Sleep sure is good. Ooh, woo. So comfy. Ooh, woo. Oh, God. You ever just say weird things and suddenly your eyes start tearing up? Ever read any John Ringo? I can't say I have. I'm not familiar. What does John Ringo write? Is it like nonfiction, or is it like you got 10 hours of sleep last night? Hell yeah. Does John Ringo write fantasy? Thriller? Nonfiction? Does he write does he write stories about does he write bodice rippers? We all know how much I'm into bodice rippers. I appreciate my bodice being ripped. Thank you very much. I don't read that. Though I actually have zero issue with the romance genre whatsoever. Cause like, I get it, you know? Sometimes you just want to read, but you don't want to have to do any fucking work while reading. You want to just enjoy what's going on, and you don't care if it's like all that good or all that like deep or engaging. You just need something to read. A bodice ripper for Republicans. Ah, hell yeah. Oh my god. Fucking shit. Is it like, are you recommending it to me as like it's good and you should read it, or are you recommending it to me, or are you saying it as like, have you ever read this thing before, it's fucking stupid and terrible? Because I do need to clarify that now. Because now that you said Bosch for Republicans, I'm like, that's almost never sexy. Those are usually really unfortunate. Oh no, the music's gonna end. You're not recommending it at all. No, I haven't. I don't read books that I actually want to read, much less books that people don't recommend to me. Where they're like, have you ever read this? It's terrible. Like Ayn Rand. I could never read Ayn Rand because I would feel immensely bad that I was reading a book that like I completely would never enjoy instead of books that I would enjoy, and I would feel silly. You're absolutely not sold on it. Fair. I need to read more. Someone was telling me, not someone was telling me. I read this on Tumblr. No one told me this. Actually, I read it on Twitter, I think. But someone was tweeting about Marie Kondo, who's on Anthem's a really good Ayn Rand book. I've actually had Anthem recommended to me by Colin. So I really do owe it to myself to read Anthem. It was assigned to us in high school, but I never actually read it. And I know people who actually do like Anthem a lot who would never have been, like, into... what's it called? Into objectivism. Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I just, like, someone was mentioning in that Marie Kondo thing that they were, like, minimalism is a useful thing, and they were talking about her brand of minimalism and why it's better than most, and the thing they got to was like that they were getting that he and his partner were getting rid of things that they didn't use because they didn't want to have to hang on to random shit they were never gonna get around to, like books on woodworking and like craft stuff they were never gonna use because they weren't gonna get around to it. Teen angsty Catcher in the Rye kind of way. All right. Yeah, I've heard the plot of Anthem, but I feel like it's one of those you have to like read to experience. But for me, there's lots of things that I like am not objecting to getting around to way later. I have a trumpet in the closet that I would like to play, but haven't gotten around to like getting good at yet. Just because it requires patience and practice. I don't always want to sit down and do, hit me with it. I want to know. But for me, I have no problem with like saying for myself, I should do these things that I know I would enjoy, that I know I would be able to grow from. No, please don't make me. I sound terrible. You could get an equivalent experience of listening to me play trumpet from like going to your nearest neighbor child who plays trumpet and asking them to play you a ditty. You know? Like, I'm not good. I haven't even touched, it's been in its case for like 6 months now. I don't have the embouchure, I don't have anything else. Like, I'm not able. I appreciate the support, but I guarantee I am worse than your sister at the trumpet right now. I played French horn and mellophone I played French horn for 5 years, mellophone for 2, in middle school and high school. And I was kind of okay at the French horn. I enjoyed the mellophone a lot, which is why I went and got a trumpet as opposed to like a mellophone or a French horn, because trumpet was $300 for a student trumpet, and mellophones are $3,000 for fucking any of them, and I didn't want to spend that kind of cash. I was going to have, sitting in my closet for 6 months straight. Flute and piano for 8 years? Oh, hell yeah. What? Holy shit, I now know what you mean about the Boss River Republican type thing. Oh, boy. But yeah, I don't know. I know for me, the thing, God damn it. For me, I know for a fact that, I would enjoy playing trumpet if I gave it more time and effort and got better at it. I would enjoy playing guitar and recording music if I gave more time and effort into it. I would enjoy reading if I gave more time and effort to it. I have plenty of books that I've been on my backlog for literally like a year now that I need to get around to. You gotta go? All right. Well, have fun at the rest of your work shift. Hopefully you can enjoy the rest of your day. And then I think Drama said she was gonna stream later on at like 10-ish. So that might end up being what I raid/host whenever I'm done here. But yeah. Like I don't have like I don't have a bunch of oh boy. Oh no. I don't think that's how that works. I feel like that's not how that works. It being like you just save one person, and then you're suddenly a special agent. Get the paragraph? Oh, okay. Yeah, occasionally if a paragraph's too long, it'll skip it, as opposed to... Oh. Wow, what a guy. Oh, I actually don't have a wardrobe like this. Interesting. It's fucking God damn it, that's fucking ridiculous. Oh my lord. That's funny though. Okay, now I get it. If he says Osama bin Laden, that would be worthy of giving a guy a fucking whole thing. Oh, thank you for the host, Holland. Did it go off? Did it work? Did it do the thing? I think it did. I didn't see it. I'm worried it didn't show the thing when it hosts. Yeah, I would say that if somebody had beheaded Osama bin Laden in 2010, of their own volition, they would definitely come back and be made a fucking whole ass person. Let's see. Go to event list, and let's hit that. Refresh. What the fuck? It didn't do it. Why not? Hold on. Oh, it's just not working. Okay. Well, that's fine, I guess. Let's see if I can just source refresh cache of current page. Let's do that. Test widgets. Post. Well, that's there it goes. Let's see if I can redo it now. Oh, cool. There's going to be a white background the entire time. Well, I don't know why it's doing that. That's super weird. I don't understand. I don't know. That's super weird. That usually doesn't do that. That is a really bizarre alert box glitch. He comes home instead of the yacht. He makes it's going to co-exit spring break. Mind is in his late 30s at least, and they want to go on his yacht to the Bahamas. I'm sorry. Wait. What? Is this the plot of Metal Gear Solid? What the fuck is going on here? I don't think Doc would make this up. Like, if I'm being honest, and I know Dr. Acceleron, I feel like I know Dr. Acceleron well enough to know Dr. Acceleron. Like, I don't think he would make this, like, whole fucking... I don't know. I feel like finds a terrorist with a nuke is too far for Dr. Acceleron. I think that would be like, it wouldn't be phrased in this like blasé is a good word of a way. Because like, fuck, what? That's ridiculous. That's nonsense. I kind of love it. But I can't imagine it's as well written as your paragraphs are. I feel like it's less self-aware than your paragraphs are. Oh no. Part 3. Wait, he detonates the nuke? Why would he do that? That's a terrible idea. That's how you get fucking killed. That's how you get Fallout to fall all over the Bahamas and kill everyone. Like, nuclear fallout travels through the air, so it wouldn't be loose in the wild. I don't think that's how nukes work. This guy is really earning and then unearning his role as being a special agent for the police or whatever. The government or whatever. Well, let's see if, yeah, there's the alert event list. Let's do this.